Hey Aquarius, welcome to your mid-May general Blue Jay Calls tarot read. That's right, it's a general tarot read, so take what helps you find balance in the past, present, and future. Leave anything that doesn't fit you or your situation being in balance and flow completely alone. It's not for you. Who knows if any of this is for anybody? We're just reading cards. Look for inner balance in yourself. Look for how you can achieve that peace and stability. I don't do private reads or have anything set up for donations at the moment. That may all change, but definitely check out Heaven Sent or Am I Trippin' or Not Tarot, because holy cow, those ladies are amazing and inspirational. Beauty and abundance is all around us. We simply need to look to find it. I find edible mushrooms. I can grow bounty in my backyard in a very small space and feed myself lettuce and stuff. If you want to plant hope, plant a garden. Let's get these cards cut, and we will do a 3-card draw. We'll look at current energy, we'll look at what's coming in, and we'll look at what's unknown to you, which may be something you're hiding from yourself, or a thought you don't want to have, or something that somehow is in the way of what you're doing. So current energy, we get the 8 of Cups. So for you, Aquarius, there may be something that you're walking away from. You may be walking away from this thing to find balance, or you may be walking away from it because it doesn't create balance in your life. Whatever the situation is, you're moving away from it. This 8 of Cups, temporary success, unstable energy. Who wants that kind of stuff in their life? Nobody, Aquarius, right? So, current energy, still nothing coming out here. I got 2 cards that want to come out. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So with the 9 of Pentacles, you have material realization, you have like stuff in order, like you probably feel some sort of balance coming in. Maybe it has something to do with the weekend coming up, the full moon, who knows entirely. And then related to this is the Queen of Wands energy, which is adaptable and sympathetic. So what's coming in for you, maybe some realization around being adaptable and sympathetic in your surroundings. So that's our what's coming in aspect. We'll see if we can get something to come out here for what's unknown. What's unknown for Aquarius in mid-May? What's unknown for Aquarius? Here we go. The King of Wands. So interesting how we have the Royal Court of Wands represented here. With the King of Wands, we're dealing with some strong aggressiveness. And so that's unknown to you. Maybe you come off as aggressive or strong, or maybe you have aggressive internal thoughts about yourself, some sort of self-judgment. Let's get some clarifiers here, and we'll see what happens with that. Hello, dear. How are you? On your way to breakfast. So clarifying the what's coming in, we get the Knight of Wands. So what's coming in, this realization, this adaptable, sympathetic feeling. What's coming in with this Knight of Wands is sort of like conquest and triumph, and a whole bunch of cards just clumsily fell out onto the floor. So I'm going to take a pause for a minute and pick these up. Make sure nothing went under the stove, and we'll just incorporate them back into the deck. So this Knight of Wands is bringing in this sort of generous, impetuous energy related to this, and so being adaptable and sympathetic and that sort of jump from thing to thing energy, if you will, might be the way to material obtainment that you're seeking. Now what's unknown with this King of Wands, we've got the Queen of Swords. A lot of royalty represented here. So the Queen of Swords is about being perceptive and confident, and when you try that with the strong aggressiveness of the King of Wands, you sort of get like a picture of what might be unknown as sort of like how your confidence and your perceptiveness and then this aggressive demeanor come together, and they may be creating difficulties outside of you, and balancing that energy through rest from strife, from rest in general, with the 4 of Swords here, might be a way to sort of get to this material obtainment and have this adaptable, sympathetic approach. Again, it's unknown to you, so that might not have anything to do with anything there. This card wants to come on out here. Let's see what that has to add to this. The Tower in reverse. Now, normally I have all my cards in the upright. I don't generally read reversals. So we're going to flip this Tower moment right over and we'll take a look at it that way. But this Tower moment is about a realization, and so in the reverse, it's about not realizing anything and sort of staying stagnant and stuck in one spot. And you know, in that sense, you're really kind of following your old ways, and you're staying stuck in the same spot. You might be, you know, like, again, there might be something that troubles you from the past. There's something that interrupts that flow. So we'll look at this from so there's hopes and dreams and the Queen of Cups on either side of this tower. And the hopes and dreams, the star card's obvious. The Queen of Cups is imaginative and kind of coquettish, so less aggressive. So that softening might be the way that's suggested here. And the Magician, so sort of changing things around, looking at things from a different perspective, might help you balance this energy and avoid treacherous situations or death where you're like, ha, I'm aggressive. I have all the swords. Look, I have 3. I've left 1 for each of you, and everybody's just walking away. Yeah, you won with your aggressive outlook and behavior, but what'd you win? A bunch of swords, and now nobody's around. So yeah, some sort of death there, or transformation to avoid that kind of a situation, feeling bound and stuck, or even more distrustful and wary energy from the King of Swords. And, you know, the 8 of Swords, you're dealing with malice and pettiness, so all these things are, again, on the unknown to you side, so there may be some illusions related to your own inner balance, and finding that in temperance and sort of being more kind and poetic will probably prevent like a 9 of Swords situation and get you moving on the right path with the Chariot towards a victory in truly this 9 of Pentacles situation that you want to find. Now, overall outcome, if all things remain the same, you might find yourself in a 6 of Swords situation where there's journey and toil. There is success at the end, but you can see it's success where everybody's just kind of like crouched down on a boat. It's gray and there's not a whole lot of sunshine relative to the 9 of Pentacles. So how would they avoid that? This Queen of Pentacles energy, charming, truthful, and impetuousness. The same kind of impetuous and generosity comes from this Knight of Wands or a King of Cups energy. Yeah, that'll help you avoid these 7 of Swords unstable efforts, and probably if you can do that, you'll be more in the Emperor power, which is also very aggressive, but also in close communication with the High Priestess and higher wisdom, so you can wind up in more of a nostalgic, like, gee, isn't everything great, and there's this new start, and you know, we're not going towards these things where there's like loss, walking away, there's pain, there's no pleasure. And you know, like this guy, he's got it going together with the 2 of Pentacles, but he's gets discontent with these fixed conditions. He's always working it and balances it. Look at, even the ocean is all like roiled up there, so everything's there, but it's a lot of work. And on the other side of this Fool, we get some level of illusionary success or a lot of choices with the 7 of Cups, and a Judgment for love of self, getting to the 10 of Cups situation, 10 of Pentacles, so raising that 9 up, and sort of that balanced energy, pleasure after pain, by you know, working through these sort of stationary injustices in a more balanced, less aggressive way. You'll avoid that treachery and find yourself cutting things off that are no good for you and moving towards perfected, completed work, this pride of riches, a little bit of strife perhaps, but ultimately getting the rush and vigor that you need. On the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. This was left over there. So kind, generous, and diligent is sort of our last message versus aggressive behavior. I've got a Zen Koan card here. I'm going to grab one of these for a further ponder point. Think about you. Look and see with your own eyes. If you hesitate, you will miss the mark forever. So there you go, Aquarius. Look and see with your eyes. Make your own judgments. Use your own discernment about yourself and others. If you hesitate on that, or you don't trust your instincts, you may wind up missing the mark on something that turns out to be really important for you. Again, I'm not sure what question you're applying to this read, but whatever it is, make sure you're using your discernment and your wise judgment so you don't miss the mark. Have a great time until I see you next.